Last week, Halifax's Laura Bain traveled to New London, Prince Edward Island, to the Table Culinary Studio for some one-of-a-kind cooking lessons.
The lesson began with a field trip to the ocean with an oyster farmer harvesting PEI's world-famous oysters.
This week, Laura learns how to shuck those oysters and cook with a very special island ingredient called black garlic. Ah, shucks. Here's Laura's story.
Oyster farmer George Dowdle and I are back in the kitchen of the Table Culinary Studio for an oyster shucking lesson.
We're going to take an oyster, cup side down.
Okay.
We're going to put them on the towel. Then we're going to half cover them up with the other part of the towel.
Okay.
Then we're going to take our knife and we're going to put it in between the two shells in the back, commonly called a hinge. Then we're going to go insert the knife between the two shells and just cut or detach that muscle, ductor muscle.
And then just pry it back.
And then the top shell is taken off. We're going to give it a half spin. And we're going to take our knife and go underneath the meat on the lower shell. So now he's free and clear. We plate him back on our ice. You want to give it a try?
Yeah, let me give this a try. I do my best to follow George's instructions. I am no pro, clearly, yet at shucking this oyster. Oh, I heard a little pop.
You're getting in there. Just keep working it in.
Using a bit more force, I managed to get the top off and cut the meat loose from the shell.
Perfect. You've done your first
Right.
oyster.
Well,
Did quite well for your first time.
it wasn't pretty, but we got the job done. I leave George to finish up the oysters while I meet up with Chef Michael Bradley. All right, Michael, can you tell me about the delicious meal we're going to prepare?
To start, our appetizer is going to be a seared oyster with a black garlic cream sauce and a bacon jam to top it off, and they're just a nice little bite. They're really good. And then our main is going to consist of a black garlic pasta with some steamed mussels with a little bit of the same black garlic cream sauce that we made for the oysters on top of that. And then for dessert, which is sometimes everyone's favorite meal, is a roasted beet and black garlic chocolate cake.
Oh man, I am drooling just hearing about it. So what are we starting with?
So we are going to start by making the cake.
I'm a practiced hand with the first step of creaming butter and sugar and adding the eggs.
But the real star of the show would be, of course, the black garlic, which is an ingredient that not many people are familiar with.
What is black garlic?
As you see here, it looks like a clove of garlic, but it is black.
Yeah.
Now, it starts out as just a normal white-headed garlic. And the man who makes this one, Al Pickett, he just lives on PEI, just 7 minutes up the road from us, actually. What he does is he takes 120 pounds of garlic and he sticks it in his black garlic cooker for 23 days. And it comes out looking like this.
So it looks like a regular head of garlic, except it's color, basically.
Yeah. What's really interesting about this is it doesn't have the garlic flavor anymore.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of people compare it to balsamic vinegar, fig, and soy. Everyone kind of picks up a little bit of a different flavor for it. It's kind of like a wine, honestly. You ever hear someone smell a wine and they're like, oh, I'm getting notes of cinnamon. It's a very similar idea as this. So it's a very complex flavor, and if you're willing to try it.
I would love to try it.
Okay, perfect. There you go, right there. Just pop the whole thing.
It's kind of like, it's almost like slimy in texture.
It is a little bit. It's a little bit soft and pasty. Is it what you expected?
It's got almost like a barbecue flavor to it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's delicious. I feel like I can taste a little bit of the garlic in there, but it's more like, I don't know, garlic meets barbecue meets something I haven't tasted before.
Yeah, it's very, very unique.
Michael adds a few cloves of the black garlic and the roasted beets, and we finish off the cake. While it cooks, we make pasta. Chef Michael shows me how to mix up some flour, eggs, a little olive oil, and a few cloves of our special ingredient, black garlic. Okay, so I've got this circle of dough. I'm folding it in half.
Yep.
And then I'm pushing it away from me, kind of smearing it on the table, and then I'm flipping it.
And then you're going to repeat those steps again.
After some kneading, we leave the pasta to rest and we move to the stovetop where Chef Michael throws together a black garlic cream pasta sauce and cooks up some bacon jam.
Everything here is just about ready to go, so if you want to find a seat at our table, we'll be right out with our food once we get it plated up.
Perfect. It smells amazing and I'm hungry. I can't wait to eat it. For the appetizer, Michael sears the oysters, places them back in the half shell on a spot of black garlic cream sauce, and tops it with a bacon jam. Back at the table, I'm ready to dig in.
All right, so I'm gonna start with one of these oysters now. I've had these fresh out of the sea, so curious to taste them now that Michael's worked his magic on them. Just tastes amazing, so good. The oysters and the black garlic, so good with the bacon jam. Really delicious. Gonna move on and try my pasta dish here. The cream sauce is delicious and yeah, some of the best pasta that I've tasted, for sure.
Then it's time for dessert.
To finish off, we've got our dessert that we made. So of course, this is our black garlic chocolate beetroot cake, and I've filled it with a caramel buttercream icing, topped it off with a little bit of icing sugar and some maple caramel sauce.
Ooh, sounds amazing.
Enjoy.
Thanks so much. I can really taste the sort of the earthiness of the beets that really gives the cake a different flavor. And then, you know, the sweetness from the caramel, and then you get that little bit of a sort of a pungent note from the black garlic. Really just a delicious piece of cake.
It's a great way to end my time at the Table Culinary Studio and a wonderful adventure exploring the people and the food of beautiful Prince Edward Island.
I would love to try black garlic. The table sounds so cool and a great place to get to know PEI food and farmers. And the chefs Michael and George were great.
We should also mention that the Table Culinary Studio is closed for the season. Laura made it there just in time, but it will reopen in May 2018. For more info, visit thetablepei.ca.